Aaron Rodgers, what's your reporting on the breakup and everything and your belief of it, Mike?
This thing has been coming for weeks. I pay very close attention to Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers is very good for my business. Aaron Rodgers' stories sell. I mean, let's face it, that's why we're here. We're trying to find things that people are going to be interested in. My guiding principle is if it's interesting to me, I assume it's going to be interesting to other people. And his status with the Jets and all the different things he said are very interesting. He's been needling Woody Johnson for weeks, if not months. When he's on Pat McAfee on Tuesday, when he has his weekly press conferences on Wednesday, he just has a little jab here and a little jab there. And I've believed for a long time he wants out, but he wants the Jets to be the ones to end it. He could, at the appropriate time, paint himself as the victim, use it as motivation. I fully believe he wanted to move on, and he will be moving on. And it's not a surprise. The question becomes, when you consider the 2 years in New York, the 4 snaps in 23, and the 5 regular season wins in 24 with numbers that are not characteristic of Aaron Rodgers' career. Does he want to go somewhere else and risk another bad year? Or does he want to go somewhere where he thinks that the deck will be stacked a little bit better in his favor? I've been saying Pittsburgh for a long time, and we're getting closer and closer to decision-making time. DraftKings has Aaron Rodgers as the favorite to go to Pittsburgh, 2-1. I don't know what that really means because the betting drives that to a certain extent, but I think Pittsburgh makes sense. Russell Wilson, I'll be surprised if he's back. Justin Fields, he may want more money than they're willing to pay. And while they wait to find their next long-term answer at the position via the draft, they could do a lot worse than Aaron Rodgers. And I think Mike Tomlin could do a good job managing that personality. The challenge will be getting everyone in the organization on the same page. Because my guess is, and it's probably a little more than a guess, there's going to be some people in that front office, on that coaching staff who say, do we really want to do this? Does it really? Does the juice really outweigh the squeeze here? Because Rodgers, who can still throw it, but is it worth putting up with everything that Rodgers brings? And could Mike Tomlin convince him on the way through the door what reportedly on the way out the door the Jets weren't inclined to get him to do or able to get him to do? Not do the McAfee show every week and be locked in for the full extent of the offseason program. And I think if he's going to do it anywhere, he's going to do it in Pittsburgh. I just think it just makes sense. If you want to win, you go to Pittsburgh. And if you want a quarterback that just needs to be pointed in the right direction, I think Rodgers could be the answer.
And with Devontae, is he a package with Devontae Adams, you think? Or certainly
that
Pittsburgh?
Would be interesting.
Well, because you're hearing Devontae wants to go back west, which totally makes sense. I mean, his family and things of that nature are out here. So, you know.
Well, Adams will be cut. We're entering the back end of a contract that, and we see this from time to time, the non-guaranteed years of a contract often will be deliberately bloated to drive up the average value of the deal so everybody looks good on the player side. The player, I'm making a lot more than I'm really making, and the agent negotiated this record deal. There's these phony baloney back-end years, and there's no way the Jets are going to keep him. It's over $30 million they'd have to pay him. So he'll get to go wherever he wants to go. He'll be a free agent for the first time in his career. And if he wants to follow Aaron Rodgers, wherever Aaron Rodgers goes, so be it. It would be hilarious if Rodgers goes to the Raiders, although I don't think it's in his best interest to do that. It would be hilarious if he goes there and Adams goes from being traded by the Raiders to going back to the Raiders.
Well, I think the house for the Taco Bell is probably still there. So, you know.
It's probably if he goes to Pittsburgh, I guess he'd have a Permanis or something.
There
in his
you
house.
go.
Yeah. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.